The good thing about Tanzania is almost where the slave trade started.
How do we heal ourselves now, looking at what have happened to us?
So I'm insisting diasporas to visit these places in order to know the truth about the origin of Africa.
What do you think they can experience getting to Zanzibar?
The true story of the African origin before the colonial invasion.
What do you see as valuable in With Diaspora program? What would be this one thing that you say, okay, you must experience this by the time you come to Tanzania? Share that part with me. Could you start by telling me where you are connecting from and who you are? Please go.
Okay, fine. Yes, I'm Hussein, a youth leader for a youth lead organization called ATP in Tanzania, East Africa. Yes, I'm always work upon emphasize youth change makers to by unlocking the opportunities for them to explore in working and studying and intercultural exchange programs. Yeah. So I've
All right.
been working in this industry for 5 years for emphasizing youth uh, to be global citizens. So this is how I do.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Hussein.
Okay,
So we actually sort of got to know ourselves because you signed up to become a partner in With Diaspora tourism project, which is we call DMT, a Diaspora
yes,
and Memory Tourism Exchange. And since
yes,
you are a partner to us, we decided to, why not? Let's talk about it. Let's help people to understand what is actually
yes,
going on here. The
yes,
essential task that we have is promoting African tourism opportunity to those who want to visit. It's true that we are
yes,
concentrating mostly on the African diaspora, who we are trying to connect to their root, to their land of origin, letting them know
yes,
that there is a lot to see, there is a lot to experience in
yes,
Africa. Because, of course, we're not just talking about going to visit, we are talking about you going to have an experience with other people
yes,
that look like you. So we are working with different professionals in Africa, different businesses that are
yes,
able to do this for you so that they can explain to you what is their culture, what is their value, and all of that. So that is what you are going to be helping us to understand today from your end. So tell
yes,
me a bit about somebody who is hearing about Tanzania for the first time today. He doesn't even know where to go. Maybe this is an African American, this is an African living in Britain or France, whose
yes,
ancestors have been there for many, many years. And he heard
yes,
of Tanzania for the first time. What do you
yes.
recommend that this person should be looking forward to?
Okay, fine. Yeah, the good thing about Tanzania is almost where the slave trade started. We know in colonialism history, we one among the issues that have been done, it is slave trade, and also the earlier people who initiated colonialism. I mean, traders and missionaries were came to Tanzania direct. Tanzania has two mainly parts, which is Zanzibar Island and Tanzania mainland. In Tanzania mainland, there is the place so-called Bagamoyo. It is an historical place where the Portuguese came direct from Europe to initiate their business there at that center. They initiated this business collaborating with Arab, where they built a so-called fort, old fort. They initiated there the projects of selling the slave trades and sending them to Tanzania island, which is called Zanzibar. In Zanzibar, it was the biggest market of slaves in Africa. So they were shipped from Bagamoyo to Zanzibar Island, where in that place they were just seen and interviewed and seen we maybe like whom will us take to Europe, whom will us take to America, and whom will us take to somewhere. So talking about Tanzania, you are just talking about the history of colonialism or colonial invasion at all. It is where the colonial rules and other immigrants started to work there. So in Zanzibar, when someone wants to come to Tanzania, he or she has to come direct to Bagamoyo town and experience there. He will manage to see, and he will manage to review and check in history about the whole process we are taking during the colonialism. And someone has also.
So yesterday,
Okay.
we did an interesting live episode because we have a live episode every week where we talk about different aspects of storytelling, the power of storytelling for African diaspora, and also how we
Okay.
use storytelling in business and in other areas. So yesterday we were actually talking about the role of storytelling in historic and cultural tourism. And one of the things I was asking my guests yesterday, who actually are expert in tourism in Africa, her name is Dr. Enolia, who joined us from she joined us from Angola. Yeah, she's from Angola. She's in Angola, but originally from the United States. She came to Africa and she decided to remain in Africa. Now she's doing her business, being able to help other people coming from the diaspora to understand what is the terrain and how to even live there or resettle if you want to resettle. So one of the questions I was asking yesterday, because there was also another person that joined us from Ghana, was how do we heal ourselves now, looking at what have happened to us? Because you are talking of how many people were actually, how people were taken away from Zanzibar, because it was actually a place where a lot of people were taken away to the New World, to America, to part of Europe and the rest of it. Now, we are not talking of their children, their children's children, who we are encouraging to come back to Africa to visit. Not necessarily, we are not necessarily saying come and stay in Africa, but if you decide to do that, that is also a good thing. But we are saying, let's make the connection. Let's be able to have this experience of touching the land of your ancestors. But we are doing that also with the intention of healing ourselves, because what have happened to us is a very, very bad thing in very many ramifications. So what we are saying now is, how do we heal ourselves in this process of returning home or returning to base? What do you say about that, looking at Zanzibar, for example, or Tanzania as a point of contact?
So, of course, according to the history for us Africans and what what were done in our continent. So, I'm encouraging diasporas now to healing themselves or whatever by visiting the places like where the ancestral origin. They have to come and learn and experience what the Africans, what our ancestors were been doing here in cultural aspects, in economic aspects, and whatever. So we have to visit these places. We have to know and get the actual history about what have been done. And I'm sure we can also meet our bloodline here. So I'm insisting the diaspora to visit these places in order to know the truth about the origin of Africans. What is our lifestyle before coming of the colony, and what were the traditions and what were culture. So we can heal ourselves by coming and visit and see and collaborating with our ancestral origin. That is how I can say.
All right. Now, assuming now we have this group of 20 or 30 people coming from Canada or from US or from UK, and they happen to land in Zanzibar. Share with us what are some of the things that they can experience, because of course they are going to see some of these packages on our platform, with diaspora.com, and they want to pick this package and come to Zanzibar to sort of have a feel, because we're not just talking about tourism experience where you will go there and start seeing things. We are saying come and experience things. That is the difference between what we are offering and what you can find anywhere. So share with us, what do you think they can experience getting to Zanzibar or getting to Tanzania, as it were?
Okay, fine. What they can experience the true story of the African origin before the colonial invasion. they will experience, they will see by themselves the residuals. You know, during the colonial invasion, during the colonialism, during the early stage of African interaction with white men, there were some business where we've been done, so they can experience by seeing the old buildings, the old history. They can also experience the old prisons. They will also see the beautiness of the Tanzania. They will experience also the culture, experiencing like traditional song, traditional cooking style, traditional dressing style. They can experience all of them. They can experience the issues before the coming of colonies and after. How do we live now after the coming of European or white people? So they will also see the one among the beautiful places in the world. Like Zanzibar, it is stated one among the beautiful beaches in the world. You can see the natural beaches without any interference. You can see the natural swimming pools. We say that God made swimming pools. You can experience a lot of animals which are not found anywhere in the world. They are found in Tanzania. So a lot of things that people will experience while visiting Tanzania. You will be shocked to see. Oh, okay, fine.
No, yeah, that's good. That's good. It's good that you are sharing this information because it is important for us.
Yeah,
Now,
sure.
I am also like thinking from the point of view of
Yes,
healing, because I was making mention of healing before. For some of
yes,
these African diaspora whose children are now returning to Africa, what
yes,
is put in place by the government of Tanzania to help these people in healing, to help these people by the time they get to Tanzania, they can
yes,
return home feeling better. They can return home happy that they have made this trip to Tanzania to learn from where their ancestors actually left to go to the diaspora. Because now in the diaspora, we are more than 200 million people. So we are
yes,
encouraging them to visit home. But
yes.
what can you guarantee that they will experience from the point of view of healing? Please share with me on that end.
Yeah, sure. I can guarantee you because one among the issues that are done here in Tanzania, uh, the government itself is the one supporting these issues in 100%. They have the official channel for Tanzania. It is called the Tanzania National Safari Channel. They will experience also the collaboration with Tanzanian government officials will be there during the tour. But also our president is the one among the people, our president is the one among the presidents who supports the tourism and the cultural exchange program in hand. She is supportive in 100%. So in every place that they will be gone, they will be interacting with government officials in order to make them feel happy, better, and see that they are well supported. So I'm guaranteeing them to be supported in every point of Tanzania once they are here.
All right, thank you so much for that. Another thing I would also like to throw in there, Hussein, is that in our project with diaspora, we have at the moment now we are starting to reach out to different Ministry of Culture and Tourism across Africa, and we've already
Okay.
gotten a response from Rwanda a couple of
Okay.
days ago. So we are going to continue that conversation.
Okay.
Now, okay, that is from the point of view of government because we don't just want to work with only individual. We want to work directly with the government from the Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of from a historic aspect because we want to project the real image to the
Yes.
outside world because the people that are coming to our program are not
Yes.
only just African diaspora. Other people want to come because we are
Yes.
offering a different approach to tourism. We are saying
Yes.
that any type of tourism that you want to experience in Africa must put African history, African culture, African value in place. So for this
Yes.
reason, your prerequisite of being a collaborator in Africa, at least in Africa, in
Yes.
most of the cases, is that you are an African who have a good understanding of your culture. So this is
Yes.
very important for us. Now,
Yes.
you as an individual, okay, as a business owner there in Tanzania who is collaborating with us, would you like to share with us why do you want to collaborate? Why are you interested in collaborating with us? What do you see as valuable in with diaspora program?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I've been interested. First of all, I've been interested of seeing the diasporas coming to their homeland, to their ancestral origin. So for a couple of years, I've been looking on how can I be part of this, some project like this. So once I have seen We Diasporas project, DTME project, I've been, it touches where I was looking for a couple of years. Taking into consideration about where you were originated is one among the biggest value a human being must have. So for this project, I think it is well valuable project for any diaspora in their futures or whatever, and that's why I've been interested in taking part of it. That's why I'm ready to be in this project by both hand in 100% participatory. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that. Now, tell me, what are some of, okay, you already talked about some of the things that people can see there. Now, for
Yes.
somebody who is also curious, how many, where do people usually come to Tanzania? Which are the people that usually come to Tanzania? Could you share a bit of your personal experience with tourists that are coming to Tanzania? Share with me, whether they are Africa, non-Africa, they are European, they are American. Share with me, who are these your clients that you have worked with so far?
Yeah, sure. For to be honest, most of the tourists, people who are coming to visit Tanzania, it is in Africa at all, most are white people. They know what happened, they know the history, they want to verify what have been done. So that's why the project like this will emphasize the diaspora themselves to come to see, to come and witness what we have been done here. So most of the people are white people who are coming here. So about 90% of tourists who are coming are white people.
All right. Now, these white people that are coming, that are, I presume, maybe probably they are European. What are they
Yes, sir.
telling you about this experience? Is this history? What kind of exchange is going on there? By the time you meet them, they meet you. Tell us what happened. That like they come, they take picture, they stay in the place, they move around. Tell us a bit about what is happening there from the point of view of their experiences as tourists.
Um, I've been talking to some of them while they are coming. They are in two categories. One category, they just come just to refresh and go, just swimming, just looking for animals in the national park. But some, they just come to verify what they've been learning. They know the history of Africa, so they want to come and witness themselves.
All right, I see
Yeah.
that. Um, okay, now I'm trying to understand uh, from the point of view of events,
Yeah.
because we can talk about the place, you talk about swimming pool. From the point of view of event, what are some of the events that an African diaspora can experience by the time they visit Zanzibar? Share with us about that.
So, like in Zanzibar, we have cultural exchange events which are done in a very old building built by Portuguese. It is called Fort Jesus or Old Fort. In Zanzibar is where there are a series of events which are intercultural events. People from different parts of East Africa and Europe, they are just coming and exchanging their traditions. We're being like traditional songs, traditional dancing styles, traditional uh, dressing styles. So there are a lot of cultural exchange programs in Old Fort or Fort Jesus in Zanzibar. But in also in mainland, there are series of like we call them like concerts, concerts, cultural event concerts. They are done in all over the year, like two or three times a year. Here, some people will come from different tribes. You know, in Africa, we have a lot of tribes. So people from different tribes are just coming to show up their culture, like how they heal. You know, in African tradition, they were just using herbal treatment, using of plants. So some tribal issues, some of people representative from the tribes will come and show us the plants for healing different types of diseases. They will show us their cultural, their wear dressing styles. They will show us as their tradition dancing styles. They will show up as where they are, we have traditional games. So we do have these events throughout the year for intercultural exchange. Yes. In Zanzibar and Tanzania mainland.
Mhm. All right. Now, if you were to recommend maybe one or two important events or maybe cultural activities in Tanzania for an African, maybe that is coming from UK or US, for example, what would be this one thing that you say, okay, you must experience this by the time you come to Tanzania? Share that part with me.
Okay, fine. Yes, there is an event called ZIF in Zanzibar, which is done every year in Old Fort or Fort Jesus. This is for international event for filmmakers. So there'll be like artists from different parts of the world are coming together in Old Fort or Fort Jesus to attend this event. It is done in Zanzibar every year. Zanzibar International Film Festival, Swahili festivals, cultural festivals, international festivals, all are done in the same place. We call it Zanzibar International Film Festival. It is done in Fort Jesus. So you don't have to miss this when you come to Zanzibar for cultural international events.
All
I would
right. Thank you so
recommend.
much for that. You call
Yes,
it Fort Jesus?
yes.
What does that? Does it have to do with what? Can you tell me more about that name, Jesus, Fort Jesus, Christianity or something? Explain that.
It is called Fort Jesus because it was built by early Portuguese who came to East Africa. They just came as missionaries, but they just came as explorers. They just wanted to explore how these Africans are living and so on. So they built their empire there, and that is the place where they were just doing their issues, worship and other issues. That's why they call it Fort Jesus. It is the empire that built by Portuguese who came as their early missionaries and the explorer on like it was like 16th century, if I'm not mistaken. That's why they called it Fort Jesus.
Okay, so it's a celebration of the European heritage there. Therefore, the kind of a celebration of the Portuguese heritage or something. I'm not clear on that.
Yes, it's celebration of Portuguese heritage, but also Arab heritage. When Portuguese came, they interfered with Arabs' invasion. So Portuguese and Arabs were just doing their issues together, collaboratively. So even the Fort Jesus were built by Portuguese, but later on, once the Portuguese went out Zanzibar, it was held by Arabs, and that is where the places where Arabs conquer the Zanzibar, and it was the main central part of the Zanzibar. So it was built by Portuguese and called it Fort Jesus, but after that, the Arabs taken it. The Sultanate of Oman taken it as it is one among the central part for business of Arabs. So in that place, you can experience the history of Portuguese, and also you can experience the history of Arab invasion in Zanzibar or East Africa at all.
Okay, but who is financing that project? Because now we understand that this is okay. Thank you so much, Jose. You were saying something that is really very important, talking about the old Jesus or the is that how it is pronounced in Zanzibar?
Yes, it is Zanzibar.
No, I mean, how do you pronounce that fort? Is it the place you were referring to? Is it Old Jesus or the Jesus camp?
Fort Jesus.
Fort
Jesus.
Jesus. Okay.
Yes, Fort
So this
Jesus.
Fort Jesus in Zanzibar, created by the Portuguese.
Yes.
Then you have a lot of European coming there to celebrate European heritage, something like that, correct?
Yes, sure. In the African heritage at all. It is the intercultural events which are done there.
So I'm sort of wondering there, if it is a celebration of European heritage, maybe that might explain why the people that are coming there are actually European or white people. Don't you think so?
No, they just come to celebrate mostly it's African traditional issues,
Mm.
but relating to European invasion. So they just take history from there and celebrate the intercultural events like traditional dances from East Africa and also European dances. So it's just interchangeably.
Now, from the point of view of the involvement of European in slavery in this Fort Jesus, tell me about some of the exhibition that is taking place there, like a kind of a narrative, or share with us, because we don't know what is happening there. Help us understand what is happening there.
What is okay? Fine. There, Fort Jesus it is like old museum also. So once people are there, they are just see the the written documents concerning the history. After that, they are just doing like festival for music. It's celebrating East African uh, traditional songs and events. In there also there will be like culture shows. Most Swahili issues which are made natural, they are just sold there, like bracelets, chains. Some European will go there and buying traditional hot pots, traditional flame paints. So it is a festival to show, to explore, or to expose the Swahili tradition to Europeans. That is what is done. I'm not sure if you have taken a point there.
Yeah, I've got to the point that the festival, the event is actually prepared for the European, right? For the white people. Those are the audience,
Yes,
correct?
yes, to experience the Swahili issues, traditional issues like songs, music, and yes, that is, and the history at all.
So,
So most of the audience are not only European, but also all the people from all parts of the continent. But most of the people who are coming are white. I don't know what the issue behind for other maybe diasporas. Why maybe they have not gotten the information concerning these issues, maybe. But most of the audience are coming are white people to experience the traditional East African issues like Swahili dancing, Swahili music festival, Swahili cultural events. That's it. But they are supposed to be also Africans who are living in abroad. They're supposed to be there also.
all right. Is it possible that maybe the way the events are curated is actually geared towards is actually geared towards the European, North Africa? This is why it is more appealing to these people because they are the one that are coming. Whether it is not geared towards the African diaspora, so it is the African diaspora are not actually considered as part of the audience. Is it possible? I'm just curious.
Of course, they are part of the audience, but I'm not sure if they got these informations about these such events. But they are supposed to be there. Do you get the
Yeah, yeah, I
point?
do.
So yes, the event is not about maybe taking or welcoming the Europeans, or no, the all people around the world, but mostly they have to be people of African origin. But unfortunately, a lot of people who are coming are white. Maybe they are good, maybe financially to travel. I'm not sure about that. But it is supposed to be celebrated by people of African origin.
All right. Okay. That is fair enough. Of course, we have a lot of time to talk about this. Like I was just telling you just now, we are not in haste here in Obehi Podcast. We have all the time in the world because we are talking about things important for us. So we have the time to be able to dig it up
Yes,
and all of that. So yeah, we are coming back to the argument again. Now, a
yes,
kind of a final thought from you. Tell people that are listening to
okay.
us why they should visit Zanzibar, why they should visit Tanzania, why Tanzania is an important place for them to visit. Share with them.
Okay. It is an important place because, first of all, it is a central part of colonial invasion. So they will get to really information about the issues of white people invasions, and they also in Tanzania there are specific places which are one among the seven wonders of the world. This also has to be considered. So they will come to learn and get the true history of African origin before and after colonial invasion, but also they will experience one among the seven wonders of the world which are found in Tanzania. we have the Kilimanjaro mountain, the highest and the biggest mountain in Africa and the first one in the world, but it is the only highest mountain in Africa which has ice at the top of it, at the peak of it. So we also have such a place called Ngorongoro crater. It is the biggest crater in the world, and it is named as one among the 7 wonders of the world. So you can see in Tanzania, you will be getting history where it is originated, but also you will experience the wonders of the world, the nature of the world. One among the seven wonders of the world, 3 or 4 of them are found in Tanzania. That's why if you just maybe try to research about the tourism issues in Africa, I think Tanzania is of course it is named the first tour attraction places in Africa and in the world at all.
All right.
So you will experience learning, but also you will explore the nature and the wonders of the world, but also you will find the most beautiful beaches in the world, which are found in Zanzibar Island. So Tanzania is a very important place to visit, since it is a place to learn, to experience the true history of African origin, but also 7 wonders of the world which are found in Tanzania, and also you will experience a lot of tour attractions here in this country. So it is important to visit Tanzania. You can't visit Africa without being in Zanzibar or Kilimanjaro mountain.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Jose. We are really very happy to have you here. Talked about the beauty of Tanzania, your country, and why it is important to be visited. In fact, this is actually what we are promoting here in We Diaspora, is that Africa is a place for us to visit, not just to hear about. So it is important that we actually pay attention to that. So thank you so much again. We'll be coming here again another time to be able to talk about this issue concerning us, concerning our history, concerning our heritage. So thank you so much. I have a wonderful time.
Okay, thank you.